Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be tips and a little bit of advice for you guys. We all know school is right around the corner. Well, if you live in Canada, at least school is, the school is starting just next week. If you're in the States or other part of the world, I'm not quite sure. Maybe school has started for you guys or not, but I know that it's very close to each other, so it's not far in terms of the start date for schooling. So I really wanted to make this video and kind of give you guys tips, a little advice. This is for people who are starting college, university for the first time. Something that helped me during my years of schooling that I know is also going to definitely help you. So I'm going to try to cover at least 4 things in here that are very, very important, at least for me when it comes to when you're in college or uni. Things that I feel that really helped me during my schooling that I know is definitely going to help you. Now, if you can definitely take away anything from this video, please take at least one thing from this video, as I know that is going to help you in becoming very successful in your years of college or university. So the first thing that I definitely want to touch base on is financial assistance. Now, I might use some terms that you might not be familiar with if you're not in Canada, but I'll kind of give you guys a little explanation as to what it is so you can kind of have, understanding what I am saying. So when I say financial assistance, here we call it student loans. Student loans is basically if you're starting uni or college, and here in Canada, we don't get free, college or university, but from like elementary, from middle to high school is all free. The government pays for that. But when it comes to uni and college, you do definitely have to pay for yourself to continue your education. So we have this thing called student loans. Student loan is basically an assistance from the government that they lend you money and you go to school with it. So you use that to pay for your tuition, which is your fees for your school. Student loan does not mean that it's free money. Now, a lot of people, I've had girls whom I went to school with, actually started a program with, got their student loan and voted out. This is something that you don't want to do. One advice that I can definitely give you guys, if you are not paying for your schooling out of your pocket, or if your parents are not paying for your schooling, you're getting a student assistant, you definitely want to consider the amount that you are playing with. Now, the government will give you money based on your family income, or based on your income, or based on your tuition fees, if they feel like the amount of money that you're going to need for that year. So they only give you for enough for the year. If you are receiving a student loan and you're receiving, let's just say for one year, the government is willing to give you about $20,000 to $25,000, and you know within your heart that your program only requires, let's just say, $3,000 to $4,000 per year. So honestly, if the government is giving you about $20,000 to $25,000 for just the 1 year of schooling, and you add up everything and it adds up to maybe $5,000, do not take that money. Now, I'm not gonna say don't take it. You can take it, it's up to you, but this is just my advice. So do not take an amount that you know that you don't need, because you don't want to put yourself in debt before you even finish school. And I'm saying this from experience and kind of seeing people around me who have made this mistake and up to now regret doing this. And I have girls who have the perception that because they have kids and that they are, because they have kids, the government is going to forgive them. They might take a little bit off, but don't have it in your mind that they're going to kind of wipe out your student loan and not have to pay back anything. Basically, what I'm saying is that do not put yourself in debt before you even graduate, because sometimes when you graduate, you might not find, your field job right away, and the student loans, they give you about 6 months after you graduate to start kind of paying for. Another advice that I want to basically really stress on, this is very important, is basically the people you associate yourself with. You need to associate yourself with people who have the same mindset as you, the people who are thriving to also succeed and finish their program successfully. If there's always going to be like groups in your class. You're going to have people who kind of always want to hang around. You have to make the smart decision of basically picking the right people to hang around with. And I say that because these are people that you're going to spend most of your studies with. They're going they're gonna be a lot of group projects, they're gonna be a lot of studying time, you know what I mean? So if you're kind of studying with people who are not serious about their education, it is going to rub off on you, and it is going to affect your successful completion of your program. And I'm speaking this from experience, because when I was going to school, honey, I was not hanging around with people who I knew. And you know the people who are in there that are serious. You really need to make a decision, like, is this a person that I need to be around? You need to really make a wide decision when you are in college and university, because it really affects the way you think, the way you do your work, just the full successful completion of your education. These are choices that you really need to make. Don't be around people, you know, do not be around people who are not serious, that do not have the same strive as you, because they will affect you. If you're hanging around people that are always in the cafeteria or in the food court or at the mall when they should be in their lecture, you really need to rethink. And I don't care if this is somebody that is your road dog, your ride or die. You might be going to school with a friend, you know, you might be going to the same school with a friend, but if that friend is your road dog, your ride or die, and once you guys get there, they are not serious, you need to really make a wise decision and kind of part your way, because one, you are paying for your education, and two, you need to make sure that you are getting out. A lot of schools will put you on academic probation if you do not pass a certain amount of classes during a single semester year. So you really need to really think about all these things. Now, I don't know how it is about other schools outside of Ontario, but I know schools in Ontario, if you don't pass certain classes, they will put you on academic probation. What that means is that if your program is a 4-year program, it's literally going to take you 5 to 6 years, because you cannot continue your education until you pass those classes. So just kind of think about those type of things when you are hanging around the wrong people. The third advice that I have for you guys is basically your books. When it comes to your materials, there are ways that you can find them very cheap. A lot of the programs tend to kind of keep their books the same for a few years before they switch it over. So maybe you might have some people who might have taken the course before you came in that are selling their books. And this is one of the things that I did a lot during my schooling, is I bought a lot of used books, which saves me a lot of money. Now, some of the books, sometimes they change the materials in the course, so you are kind of forced to buy books, but there are ways that you can definitely check out. Some online, I'll leave some links down below, some online stores that you can definitely buy the materials for half the price. It's definitely a way of saving money, because some of the books can be very expensive. I remember one of my classes, one of my books was about 500 and something plus tax. We only used that book for 3 semesters, and that was it. Like, and the crazy thing about it, I could even sell the book, because the next group who came in the following year, they had changed the material. So sometimes you definitely are able to get away with some of the books, as they do keep it for a few years. And then when it comes to your studying, you know, you have to really try and prioritize your time from when it comes to your studying and doing assignments and having a little personal time for yourself, because sometimes school can get so overwhelming that you become very depressed, you get really stressed. Like I had about 7 to 8 classes a semester, and then all these professors want like work done, like bam assignments, like bam. So you really have to kind of break time, you really have to kind of break down your time and try to kind of prioritize your time so that you're not so overwhelmed, because if you leave a lot of your works to last minute, you are going to self-destruct. And when I say self-destruct, you're gonna have a breakdown, you're gonna feel very overwhelmed, and you're gonna not do so great. So try not to leave your work last minute. Try to kind of have a schedule of when you're gonna study, when you're gonna do your assignments, and when you're gonna have try to also give yourself a little time to have a breather, or today I'm gonna go to the mall and just kind of walk around. And when I say go to the mall, I don't mean spend hours and hours doing things and, you know, forgetting about the fact that you need to get back to work and get your assignments done. So this is some of the things that I did that really helped me. I knew when I studied, I knew when I did my work, and I knew when I needed me time, because otherwise you're going to be very overwhelmed. Try not to leave your work to the last minute, because that is the biggest mistake a lot of people do. You leave your workload to the last minute, you are going to crash and burn. You are going to crash and burn. And last but not least, have fun. Is college, is university. You will enjoy it. You'll make great friends. You just have to know the people that you are going to associate yourself with. Have fun. Don't be scared. It's not as scary as it may seem. So that you guys enjoyed this video. This is just little tips that I really wanted to kind of touch base on. If there's anything that you do want to talk about, leave it down in the comment section. If you also want to share some of your experience with me, do leave it down. Let's get talking. You know, school's right around the corner. I do not miss school whatsoever because my school year was very stressful. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to share some of your experience, your uni, college experience with me. If you're new and you're going to school and you're either nervous, excited, let me know down the comment section. Let's keep the talking going. I love you all so much. If you're new to my channel, you're absolutely welcome. And also guys, let me know the type of videos that you want to see here on my channel. Leave it all down below, and yeah, I can get working on that for you guys. So I love you all so much as per usual, and I'll catch you later. Mwah.